Go ahead.
Obviously, a bunch of different ways that didn't make a lot of shots, fell behind a lot of this game, average, managed to rally back there in the fourth quarter and sort of say for those guys how many times they had to rally and being able to pull that one off.
Yeah, it was just hard. It was just hard to get to the hump throughout the game, let alone get over the hump. We got a 1-point lead one time in the third quarter, and then it just disappeared. And then it was six minutes or so, we're down 12, and subbed Obi and Thomas in to give P and Walker a rest. Walker played really well in this game, and then Thomas was tremendous down the stretch. His big body was everywhere. He finished plays. He had a transition dunk. He had an and one. He was ever present, and there were a lot of big plays down the stretch. Ty makes some good defensive plays. Aaron in the steal at half court was a major play. And look, I mean, it just, there's times if you're watching this game as a Pacer fan, you're just saying, it's just not going to happen tonight. And our guys just kept hanging in. We just kept saying, hey, let's just keep trying to hang around, give ourselves a chance. We're down 12 with 6 and whatever it was, and guys were still upbeat. And Toppin hits a 3, and Tyrese hits 1 or 2 threes, and a lot of good things started happening, and we made a heck of a run. And it's one of the best wins of the year considering the circumstances and how we shot the ball. But we turned them over a lot, and that was also a big key.
To start with Thomas, and I think going into that last stretch, I think it was like -18, something like that, on the plus minus. He was like, I don't know, -6, -7. What?
He was plus 14 in the fourth quarter.
Right. Well, that's good what I'm getting at. How was he managed? What did you like? But how did he just sort of keep his head, summon that kind of stretch? Just after going through some struggles early.
This is what being a resilient player on a resilient team means, and it's the games in here are emotional when this crowd gets going. I mean, this is as a lot of places I've ever been in, and at one point he got riled up and got a technical, I think, but he calmed down and he pulled himself together and down the stretch. I mean, major plays, and it was a great win. I can't, not a whole lot else to say about it.
What I think you guys ended up 10 and 42. Obviously, a lot of cases it seemed like you guys got the looks you wanted, just didn't manage to get to go down there. How did you find yourselves just sort of adjusting offensively throughout the game? You obviously ended up with getting focused more and more on getting in the paint, which didn't seem easy against the lengthy big guy. But how did you guys just adjust offensively to get what you could?
Yeah, they're very long. They did a great job taking the paint away against Orlando 3 nights ago. We watched that game closely, and a lot of it's got to start with good defense. And we had struggles throughout the night. We gave up 32, 29, and then it got better. 27 in the third, 23 in the fourth, and they hit a couple of hellacious shots at the end too. So we were trending in a good way, but we just had to hang in and find a way to get the ball in the basket a little bit more, and we did.
You mentioned Jarace a little bit. What did you like about him? And obviously he's been kind of had an up and down role obviously since Aaron's been back. How have you been impressed by how he's handled that, not knowing from that?
I'm impressed that he was in at 9:30 in the morning yesterday on an optional day when very few guys were in, and he busted his butt for about 45 minutes going hard, keeping himself ready to play, working out with Jim Boylan with the heavy ball and all kinds of stuff. And tonight, I don't think he got into the second quarter, but he was ready, and he played with presence. He played with force. Defensively, he made some really important plays, and he was fearless. And I wish all top 10 picks in the NBA could learn about being a pro the way he's learning about it, and the way he's adapting, and the way he's managing everything in his life to stay ready. And his teammates trust him, and the coaching staff trusts him, and trust is earned and not given. And I got a lot of respect for that kid, from where he came from, his first year through the early parts of this year to now. he's a man.
I want to ask you about Aaron real quick. And you talked about that steal. I think he's +10 tonight. It seems like he just keeps building. Just how important was he down the stretch? What you were able to get from him on both ends? He kind of had a big three there, I think, and obviously the defense you got from him on offense.
Well, the three was big, and you got a 3-point play, and then the free throws down the stretch. But defensively, he's guarding Markkanen, and I mean Markkanen is a deceptively great athlete for his size, and Aaron just battled him tooth and nail. I mean, it reminded me of some of the times last year, guarding Embiid for a while. Guards these guys that are really big, and very physical, but he just gets lower and he just finds a way. And tonight, this was a game where, collectively we had to find a way and not find an excuse, and give the guys a lot of credit. Very, very difficult game, and to hang in and then make the plays at the end was really important for us, and it's a very important win.
I mean, obviously you guys came back how many times and saw it sort of fade away, and we managed to obviously put it together down the stretch. Just, again, what's to say, I guess, for the resiliency that many times to come back and finally put it away in the last 5 minutes there?
I just felt like we just stuck together as a team. We've been sticking together these past couple games. That's why we've had so much success. Like, every game's not going to be perfect. Like this game, we was down most of the game, but we just fought to the end and came out with the win. Find a way. That's all we had to do, and we found a way.
Just how do you think you found a way on offense, especially when you're 10 of 42 from three, losing the glass? I mean, just how did you just find a way, especially just to get the ball into the paint with as much length as they have?
Yeah, just attacking the paint. We have a lot of great players who can get to the basket and draw a lot of attention. Like, we was like 23% from the three, but we're still gonna shoot the shots. Like, if they're open, we're still gonna try and shoot those good shots. And I felt like we did a great job inside and scoring on it.
Arena, what did you like, but just also how you stepped up defensively? Again, I think that was a 14-1 run in that stretch. Just what went well in terms of just being able to turn it up right then, right there.
I feel like our focus is on the defensive side. I feel like we understand how gifted we are all offensively, and how easy points can come. As long as we do good on the defensive side, get stops, get rebounds, and push in transition, we'll be fine. And felt like we did that towards the end of this game, and that's why we came up with the W.
Rick was just complimenting you for the just professionalism you've been showing, obviously, with not knowing from night to night how much you're going to play and stuff like that. Obviously, you're able to come in here and make an impact. It's just, what have you just tried to do to stay ready, basically, not knowing from night to night?
I mean, honestly, just controlling the controllable. I mean, obviously I can't control how much I'm going to play, when I'm going to play, so all I could do is put my head down and work, and that's what I've been doing. So when my time is called, I'll be ready to go.
What's just, I guess, the emotional part of that like? I mean, that is tough when you're getting used to having a role and stuff like that. I mean, how have you handled that? And
it's definitely not easy, but I mean, that's why we get paid what we do. I mean, just make adjustments, move on the fly, be able to just take whatever thrown at you and adjust. So, I mean, it's been a lot of ups and downs. And, I mean, it's tough not knowing what's going to happen, the rotation, when you're going in. But, I mean, all you could do is be ready and do your job.
I think you said yesterday was an optional day and you were in at like 9:30 in the morning going after it. I mean, just how have you been trying to push yourself, and what have you been trying to push yourself on lately?
I mean, obviously I got to get better. So, I mean, just continue to do that, continue to level up, continue to just try to make an impact on the team anytime I'm in there. So, I mean, I'm going to just keep doing me, keep working, and then when it's called, I'll be ready to go.
What were you happy about just tonight? Just obviously what you were doing on both ends. What were you most pleased with in terms of what you were able to bring in this game?
Just not overthinking. I mean, just playing my game, going out there, being comfortable, taking shots when they're there, driving when it's there, and then playing both sides of the ball too. I feel like defense is definitely where it starts for me. So just taking that on early and then just letting the offense come.
Just what's it say for you guys as a group that obviously you kept coming back in this one, kept fading back, and managed to get a comeback to go all the way through, I guess, in the fourth.
It was good to put together a full 48-minute game. We weren't making shots, but we fought, and we found a way.
What just I guess talk about that steal basically with a minute to go. I mean, just what's happened in that play, basically how you managed to swing that one. That was obviously a moment where you needed something.
Ty communicated the screen. I got in the coverage, just guarded the ball, and we coughed it up. Just ball pressure, that's what we do. We're always full court pressure, always pressuring them. So, we're just playing our game.
A lot of points in that stretch you had to guard Markin, and that's not an easy, certainly not an easy assignment. 7-foot guy at the 3, and just what did you feel like you did well in that assignment, basically, and what's that like to try to guard that guy?
For taller guys, I hate when people are underneath them, so I always try to, crowd their space, the taller they are, and, it worked. It helped tonight.
I know we talked last game about steps that you're making. How do you feel like you made just another step tonight?
Conditioning keeps coming out. Felt great out there today. The ankle's feeling better and better. Jumping off it with more confidence. So, we just keep building, going 1% every day.
How do you feel like you guys figured out a way on offense, especially when just shots weren't going down at all?
We were getting good looks. Like, we were moving the ball. We were playing well. We were playing our game. The balls just weren't going in. And, we just kept with the same pressure, same way. We kept playing our game. And, the basketball guys reward that.
Appreciate it, Jaren.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Just trying to keep pushing through throughout the time. It's not going to be a perfect game throughout the time, but I'm just glad we were able to get the win in the fourth.
They obviously got a ton of length between Kessler and Markkanen and Collins. What's like your battle with those guys? I mean, how did you kind of have to find a groove within that, and figure out ways to carve out space in there?
You gotta just try. You got to battle with those guys. They're big, physical, and they take their niche on the offensive rebound and in transition. For us, we had to get out and just try and force them out of the paint. Everybody rebound, and it was a collective unit out there today.
What to say for the guys, this group, just again, so many times you guys came back and only to kind of fall back again. I mean, just what's it say to have one more in you like you guys did?
It is amazing. It's a resilient win for us, man. Just being down in the fourth quarter, going into the fourth, and in 3 minutes we get the lead, and then we didn't turn back. So it speaks on the resiliency and the determination that this team has.
What do you guys think you just did well on offense, trying to figure out a way, especially when shots were not going down at all?
I think for us it was just the ball movement. The ball finds energy. We all found energy for us, and getting the paint touches, getting some good and-ones in, getting some great key threes in that finally dropped for us. And then on the defensive end, we got some stops, got some steals, got some rebounds, and it helped us to get on in transition, get some easy buckets for us.